So day 3 of training, back in the pool again. I've set my goal to be to go 23 in the 50 fly again. So the new name of this series is, training to go 23 50 fly. That's it. And obviously, this isn't how I would advise someone else to start training for 50 fly because everyone is different. And I personally just need to start getting the habit of actually turning up in the pool. I wouldn't recommend that someone else starts with a whole bunch of aerobic training unless they'd been out of the pool for such a long time, like I have, like 7 years. For most people trying to get faster at the 50 fly, I would recommend that you do sprint training, either my pure sprint program or Sonny Triggs raw speed program, something like that, whatever feels better for you. But my real intention with this is to just start swimming again and feeling better and having a bit more of routine in my life in terms of, working out and taking care of myself. Doing it in the gym has been easy because I really enjoy the gym and it's like our business is built on this. So it's much easier for me to turn up to the gym. Whereas with swimming, I've had kind of a weird past with swimming and yeah, it's much harder for me to turn up. So this is more of like a personal endeavor and a personal, switch, a little, just a time in my life where I feel this is the right time to do this. But it's really hard to do something if you don't have a goal. So my goal, my excuse for doing all this is 2350 fly. That's it. Anyway, into the session. Start off with some greasy joint moves. I won't show you those because you've seen a few of those already. They're a little bit boring. But basically just got into some snatches, just something that's going to rev up the nervous system, something that's going to get you a little bit bouncy, get me a little bit activated. And I've never really done snatches before or never really done much Olympic lifting before, to be honest. But the last few months I have been and I've been quite enjoying it. So that's a nice thing for me to do because, yeah, it's another excuse for me to have some fun. Then I felt like adding a little bit more of strength intensity kind of stuff today. So I didn't go too heavy on these squats, something nice and fairly easy, but I just slowed down the tempo. Wasn't really sure how the body was going to respond, but felt all right. Just did like 3 sets of 3 to 5, about 5 seconds on the way down, little pause at the bottom, and then pushing back up again. Nothing crazy, just easing back into some strength work, basic strength work. Forgot to mention in the beginning, but I supersetted the snatches with some pulling lunge isos, like I explained in day 1. And that kind of gave me my hamstring dose of stimulus for the day. Quite nice to pair that stuff with a power exercise and then follow up with a squat. That's how I generally like to do things. Warm up the hamstrings, your squats are going to feel much better. Your knees are going to be warmed up and activated for that. Then I just came over and did some calf isos. Just loaded up the machine fairly heavy. I was just thinking about pushing the toe, pulling the toes up, and then followed them up with some kind of the opposite, like putting the calf on as much of a stretch as possible and trying to squeeze my tibs up at the front. So big calf stretch. This is again like a bit of a pulling isometric because I'm trying to pull myself into that position as hard as possible. Allowing these muscles to lengthen means that when you get into more explosive stuff, just try it. Try doing something with a very active stretch and then go and do something explosive. You'll see how important it is to have mobility, but also to have that reciprocal inhibition, which is basically just means that opposing muscles. So for this one example, if your calf is stretching, the opposing, the antagonist muscle is your tibs on the front, your tibialis anterior. So by squeezing your tibs and by pulling your toes up, you're going to increase the stretch that you're going to be able to get on the calf. Another thing with this is also great for mobility because these active stretching allows you to, like, your brain likes it much more because it's connecting you rather than disconnecting you, which normal passive stretching kind of disconnects you. That's why you feel kind of loose and stuff afterwards. Whereas, I'm not saying that that's bad, but I am saying that you do want to add some of this stuff back in, some strength work or some active, mobility, pulling isometrics are great for that and reconnecting your brain back into those ranges, into those movements. Remember, if you want to join the Swim Strength membership, we have a program for everybody. Whatever your goal is, you're going to be able to get in there, whether you want to get out of pain, whether you want to get stronger, whether you want to get more powerful, more mobile. There's a program in there for you, whether you're older, whether you're younger, whether you're just starting out the gym, whether you're just able to do body weight work at home. Join the membership. It's only $29 right now. Don't know how long that's going to last. We're just going to see how people keep rolling in. But for now, it's $29, and it's an amazing deal. You get access to all of the programs in there. So go check it out. It's in the description below.